Hey there, geeks! Adam coming at you with another Wizards Hall video. It's been about a month. We've been gathering some stuff up here in the archives we wanted to share. There's been a lot going on. I wanted to start with something kind of strange, though. So, we've been gearing up for issue 82. So, we have a special guest for that you'll have to stay tuned to find out who that is. But as you see here, it mentions free JLA stickers were packed in with this. Well, it was a sheet of JLA stickers, okay, so there they are, the Howard Porter, Grant Morrison run, okay? But it was supposed to be a single sheet. When I opened up the poly bag, and yes, we open up the poly bags, we like to get our hands on the goodies, there were 11 sheets of those stickers inside. I was just like, what in the world? Like somebody at the printing plant just dropped a whole stack in? Like, I don't know what the story is behind that. But if you've ever experienced that before, where you've gotten multiple things in your issue of Wizard, we'd love to hear about it in the comments below. But also, we're picking up some issues that we're just trying to fill in the gaps, right? One of those is this special collector's edition with the Obamas on there. Of course, there was also that Barack Obama, like Superman style Alex Ross piece. And so, yeah, they appeared on the covers more than you would think. But also, one issue that we've been searching for quite a while, like a really, like, let's say 2 years. I just barely noticed it existed by looking on the interior cover and then said, hey, what about this? What is this cover? So this was for a Crossgen title, and this does not come up. This is not available. I don't think a lot of people bought it because it was just like, who are these characters? We don't know what is going on here. So to have grabbed this for a decent price like we did and add it to the archives, it was like the end of a long journey. It was such a relief. I've been searching for it for so long, so that was awesome. But sometimes in the search, you also come up with something you didn't even know existed. And those are my favorite types of finds. I'm like, huh? This was a thing? So in the past, we've shared some international issues of Wizard, with you from France and from Brazil and places like that. But how about Argentina? Yes, this is the first issue of Wizard from Argentina. And as you see, obviously we have the amalgam cover. It's really cool to see Dark Claw on there for the first issue. It's very thin. Okay, so this is not like a real, like, it doesn't have the price guide or anything in there. It's literally just comic book news. Okay, so and it's not even like they took a full issue and adapted it. They just kind of took odds and ends. Like, okay, here's a Kyle Rayner Green Lantern profile, or what? There's even this is something I never saw in a Wizard, but there seems to be like some Conan preview pages in there. And even the one thing I thought was pretty hilarious in the back is that they mentioned this Bad Girls collection. And I love how it's not translated in any way. It's just like, no, Bad Girls. Like it crosses all international lines there. So, yeah, they even promote the second issue at the very end, so Wolverine, Preacher, all that stuff. So this was just super awesome to find again, like, I don't know how many they actually got out ultimately, if it was a popular magazine in Argentina or no. If you're watching it and you bought this magazine back in the day, tell us. We'd love to hear it because, a lot of our Brazilian listeners as well, we've heard from them that, oh, yeah, I bought all the Wizards back in the day. All right. So, speaking of finds, speaking of treasures, so way back when, I think it's been also about 2 years, this is something we've been waiting for, we had Russ Burlingame on the Wizard Files because he had been a Wizard intern and he had had some experiences there. And just, if you don't know Russ Burlingame, he is the author of Best Movie Ever, which is an oral history of the Josie and the Pussycats movie from the early 2000s. Very fun. One of my favorite movies. And then he just goes so in depth on there. He's connected me with props from the movie. Like it's so fantastic. So if you've not read that book, go find the digital edition, find whatever you can to read it. I have my physical copy. But anyway, during our discussion, he mentioned that during his time there, somehow after he left Wizard, he realized I have a videotape in my collection, and it is the Gen 13 animated movie. Yeah, the unreleased Gen 13 animated movie that Wizard was hyping for literal years and years. They're like, here's a preview, here's some sketches. Kevin Altieri, the director, jack of all trades, really. He was putting the whole movie together himself. He says it's coming out, and I think they previewed it, they showed it at a Wizard World convention, and then it just was never released officially. And so Russ said, I have the video here somewhere. I just can't find it. I know it's around here somewhere. And this last week, he reached out to me and said, Adam, I found the tape and I can't believe it. Yes. He sent us this tape. Now, this is a total nondescript tape, right? And he said that's why he had a hard time finding it. There's no labels on this or anything. But this is the video cassette that the Wizard offices were sent so they could see what the Gen 13 movie was all about. So they could get an idea of, hey, this is what's coming out and we can promote it. So I'm going to show you just a little bit here because, again, you see this. Oh, well, it could be anything. It could be anything. But hey, let's check it out.
Oh, geez, Caitlin, are you all right?
She looks all right to me.
Yeah, so I guess you'd call that a pretty faithful adaptation. It's pretty cool. I haven't watched it all the way through, so I'm curious to know if there's anything that didn't appear on like the bootlegs or the version that's on YouTube right now. So I guess I'll report back on that. But yeah, pretty cool. Thank you so much, Russ, for passing this along. Definitely a unique piece of Wizard history, actually something watched by the Wizard staff. Was it the tape that they actually took to the convention when they showed it off there? Who knows? But either way, just wanted to say thank you so much for checking out this haul video and coming on over to the YouTube channel. Of course, hopefully you're subscribed on your favorite podcast platform, listening to Wizards, the podcast guide to comics every week, whether it's a main episode, a mini episode, a bonus episode, an interview on the Wizard Files. We have all those things coming up and more for you, things to look forward to in the future. So make sure you're connected with us. If you want more, though, if that's still not enough, you want to go to patreon.com/Wizards Comics, where you get uncut, early release episodes, but also we have some videos. We have video versions of the podcast itself that you can watch as we converse with the guests. There's a lot of things that get cut out there. We also have our 90s Super Cinema series where we cover 90s comic book based movies. So that's a Patreon exclusive over there, as well as our Patreon chat each month where Michael and I get together and we just kind of talk about anything. We might talk about the latest comic book movie in theaters, what we're collecting, and our latest things that we've added that might be not directly related to Wizard, but are definitely comic book fun. So anyway, just something to look forward to, something to think about. And hey, we'll be back with more soon. But until next time, keep your books bagged and boarded.